Coming to you live for the first time on television in high definition. This is Good Morning KU. I'm Michael Garrett.
And I'm Corlu. And today we have very special guest today, Coco.
Coco the cat. What up? In the studio. How you doing there, Coco?
Coco is nervous because it's her first time going on camera.
It's actually our first time having a live animal on the show, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coral brought her cat in today. You have two cats, right?
Yeah, I have one. One is a girl, one is a boy, and today I brought a girl.
Every time I pet Coco, it's just like fur, just
Yeah.
all over the place.
Well, it's a summer, so she's the fur is everywhere.
Is your house just like covered in fur?
Yeah, but so I have to clean every day, and I just did a grooming for her last week.
Now, what kind of cat is Coco?
She's a ragdoll seal bicolor. So I purchased her from Colorado.
She is not liking this.
Yeah.
She'll calm down though, right? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she likes me very much.
So Michael, do you have a pet?
I do. Well, it's kind of a long story. I have a cat here in Lawrence.
Yeah.
His name's Boots. He's adorable. But he's actually not mine. We had a roommate last year that he graduated semester last year, and he was like in Lawrence for a little bit. But then he got a job in Colorado, and so he wasn't sure of, what his living situation was going to be like. He didn't have like an apartment or anything, so he didn't know what to do with Boots. So we just kind of left him at our house. So it's my roommate's cat, but it's kind of ours now because he just left. So we have Boots, and Boots, I love the cat, but he can be really annoying. Like he sneaks into my room, and you know how cats are like, all cats are kind of evil. He'll dump my water cup and then like run out of the room, or like he just does stuff like that to me all the time. Or he'll come and sit on my face like when I'm asleep and meow in my face, and I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah, my cats do those as well, but your situation is not the worst. Like my cats, they know how to open the treat cans like during the midnight. Then the second day, all the treats, they're gone.
Coco getting some Cocoa Puff snacks in there.
Yeah.
Stealing it.
Yeah, but when you're saying that your roommate left your cat, once he left, so a lot of international students, they actually have the same situation because they are not able to bring their pets back home. The long distance air flight takes about like 20 hours going back to China or South Korea.
It's expensive to
Yeah.
shelter a cat on an airplane, isn't it?
Yeah, like if it's below 20 pounds, then like of course you can bring to the aircraft, but if not, then you have to put them in the bag, and sometimes the ticket depends on the weight. So Coco is probably only about like $300, but like some huge dogs.
But that's still a lot of money. I mean,
yeah,
$300 is.
Yeah, but my friend he brought. Oh, stop, Coco. So my friend he brought his dog to China.
Yeah.
So takes about like $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is probably a big dog.
Yeah,
too.
like a huge dog, like a husky.
So is it common for international students to buy pets? Like my question would be, why would they buy the pet if they know it's going to be really hard to get them home?
Some of them, they would still bring them back home even though they know it's expensive, and then when the pets go back to the country, they have to be isolated because
make sure they don't have infections.
Or like any carrying other like diseases.
Right.
But I guess they just miss because they probably have pets when they're in their country, so they miss their pets.
You've worked with the Humane Society here in Lawrence a lot, covering stories and working with them. So, I mean, does it happen where sometimes students will just kind of, in similar situations, will just kind of leave their pet at the Humane Society because they don't know what to do with it?
I know like there are some dogs, like they are left by their owner, and it's really hard for them to find a new home because they are old, and sometimes they might not very, very healthy, and not that interact with people. So people, they want like a puppy or a kitten. They don't want a older
animal.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that's a problem that a lot of animal shelters have with just trying to figure out what to do with these older animals. And obviously college students, you're all over the place. You don't know where you're going to be next. So for me, it's not the best time to have a pet. I don't mind Boots because it's not mine, so I always know there's that option of just giving him back to John, my roommate. But
where is he right now?
He's still in Colorado, so he still hasn't gotten a permanent place to settle in. So for now, we're just kind of like, guess he's ours.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for bringing Coco on the show today.
Yeah. she's getting relaxed right now. I hope so.
She was kind of freaking out here earlier. But when we come back, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to have Jason Freed, who's the outgoing Vice President of Administration for Student Union Activities. Stick around. Welcome back, students. I'm here with Jason Freed, who is the outgoing Vice President of Administration for SUA. Jason, how's it going?
Good, thanks for having me. I'm glad I can follow the headliner special guest of a cat.
The cat, I mean, you got some
the cat hair thing going.
Pet hair here, right?
Yeah.
You know, are you shedding? Because it's getting summertime.
I actually might be allergic to myself, so we'll see how much
the
that
cat hair is in abundance here in the studio. You guys can't see it on camera, but man, it's like
it's everywhere.
A cloud. That's good. It's good. Thanks for coming. Graduation's like 3 weeks away. You excited?
Sure. I'd be more excited with the job, but you know.
Job hunting, how's that going?
It's going okay. It's a tedious process. A lot of rejection. You got to get used to that.
Well, I know. I mean, as a senior, you probably been talking to a lot of your friends and stuff. Like, the job hunt's on and in full force right now. So I mean, it's kind of tough to get into the job market as so many people are graduating now in the spring.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I read a study saying that bachelor degrees aren't as valuable as they used to be because more people are getting them. So since more people have them, the job market's getting flooded with college students. So it's harder and harder to get a job as more people.
What, economics?
Yeah, can you tell?
So markets and influxes and I mean, this is all going way over my head.
I mean, we can bring the cat back if you want to.
I think that's really easy to understand. It's a cat, right? Like, but no, I mean that's. I think a lot of college seniors are kind of in your boat, like just nervous about what the next step is.
Yeah, it's really the idea of not knowing where you're going to go next that's kind of bothersome.
Yeah.
It's trying to find that next step, and then once you find it, I'm sure it's smooth sailing.
No, obviously, being an exec on SUA and being involved in several other on-campus organizations, do you feel like your involvement has prepared you for taking the next step into the real world? Or, I mean, can you maybe like talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I would definitely say it prepares you. It kind of gives you that experience before the actual experience, kind of just as a middle point of what you need to do in the real world, things you need, deadlines and things you need to meet. It's definitely a good experience.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know all about that, being director, big event, ATO, exec. So how does that help you?
I feel like I'm being interviewed now.
Yeah, you are. I see. Switch the roles.
We did roll over. I guess good. I'm a junior, so I got another year to figure my crazy life out. I was actually freaking out about this over the weekend, being back home with Easter. You know, like being around your family is the worst thing ever. Cause like, so what are you doing next? And you have absolutely no idea, and you just feel like a complete failure.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah. The life of Jason Freed, you just never know what's going next.
Yep.
He's sitting there doing homework, and I'm just like, all right, you're coming on the show. So
after continuously denying wanting to be on here, he got me in
You're
here.
doing great.
I know.
You're so easy to interview. You started interviewing me. This is great. But I mean, thanks for coming on. I mean, good luck with your job search.
Appreciate it.
I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah.
Let me know.
I'll keep you updated.
We'll keep the viewers updated.
I hope you're in my Google Plus circle. I'll keep you updated.
LinkedIn.
Whatever.
Right? We could be LinkedIn friends. All right, when we come back, we're going to have Jackson and Catherine with the news.
Hi, I'm Jackson Vickery.
And I'm Catherine Hartley. This is your Wednesday Good Morning KU News Update. U.S. troops are headed to Eastern Europe in response to Russia's aggression toward Ukraine. According to the USA Today, the Pentagon is sending about 600 troops to Poland and the Balkan countries of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania to conduct infantry exercises. NATO troops will eventually replace American forces to ensure a continual presence in the region.
Rescue workers are continuing to search for the victims of the capsized ferry in South Korea. The death toll has now reached 150. The majority of the victims are students from a high school in Ansan, which is near Seoul. More than 75% of the 323 students on the field trip are either dead or missing. The captain and 6 crew members have been arrested on suspicion of negligence in abandoning people in need.
The Ebola outbreak in West Africa has caused the death toll to rise to 142. The World Health Organization announced on its website Tuesday that the outbreak is just in Guinea and Liberia, despite what some rumors have been saying. This is the first outbreak of the disease in West Africa.
The 15-year-old boy that stowed away in the wheel well of Hawaiian Airlines Flight 45 remains in the hospital. Officials say that the boy was trying to get to Somalia to see his mother. The unidentified teen told authorities that he had run away from his home that Sunday.
Lupita Nyong'o is the most beautiful woman in the world. People magazine named the 31-year-old actress as the world's most beautiful this morning on NBC's Today Show. The star of 12 Years a Slave is the 25th annual pick of the popular magazine. Last year's winner was Gwyneth Paltrow.
In sports, the NBA playoffs continued with victories by the Pacers, Raptors, and Wizards. Former Jayhawk Kirk Heinrich missed a free throw with 2 seconds left that cost the Bulls a chance to win the game. Washington leads the series 2-0. The other two series are tied at a game apiece.
KU Parking and Transit Office will raise their parking permit prices on campus next year, but our reporter Coral Liu found that this bad news may also bring some positive outcomes to KU students.
$137. This is how much a KU yellow parking permit worth in 2013, but the price doesn't always stay the same. KU Parking and Transit Office will raise all parking permit price next year for some future projects. Although the yellow one has the smallest price jump, only 10%. KU student Ryan Riggs says the permit is still too expensive, but he has to purchase one.
I'm from out of state, and it's hard for all of us college students not having much money, and it's just a difficult financial burden. But a lot of us have jobs, and that helps. But it's just we're all poor, and that's just a challenge we face.
Although Riggs doesn't understand why KU decided to raise parking permits price, the new parking system will benefit students as well. KU Parking and Transit Office's director Donna Hootland says students may purchase different permits in future, so the parking space will be more available to students.
I hope that it gives them at least security in knowing where their parking space is and that there will be a parking space, so that there's not a lot of driving around. I think that's a huge part of the frustration. There's a lot of traffic, and there's a lot of students that are trying to get to their favorite lot first, and so hopefully they'll know where they're parking, and we'll cut down on some traffic.
This year's proposal says instead of parking zones, the parking permit will be based on how close these parking lots close to campus buildings. Also, the parking permits prices will be different, just like red, blue, and gold one. Although the gold permits prices will have a 39% increase next year, Hootline says the gold permits are oversold by 50% this year already because people can park everywhere with them, and she believes the gold ones will be more popular if they are open to students. But this means students perhaps need to save more money to get this ideal parking permit. Or they can just learn from Ryan Riggs.
The bus is always available if I could, of course, figure out the scheduling. And
Coral Liu, KUJH TV News.
Hi, welcome back. We've got JR outside with the weather. How's it looking out there, JR?
Hey, good morning, Catherine. Good morning, KU. Right now it is 61 degrees and it's very windy outside with a little chill in the air. And as you can see behind me, the clouds are kind of gloomy, so expect some rain for today and also to wear a jacket.
Yeah, I can hear that wind. How does it look for the rest of the day?
Well, the rest of the day looks promising with a high of 78, but this evening will be a low of 57 with a chance of thunderstorms and rain for this evening.
So maybe get out your raincoat for tonight. What about the rest of the week going into the weekend?
Well, tomorrow on Thursday will be a high of 72 and kind of gloomy as well. But Friday and Saturday look amazing with a high of 81 and sunny. But on Sunday, the bad weather comes back with a high of 75 and a chance of thunderstorms on Sunday.
All right, so for the most part, we've got a good week coming up. Thanks, JR, and thanks for joining us today with your KU update.
Have a good day.